So let's learn how to build our major scales without using a key signature. There's a formula that we use to do this. Before we use this formula, we're going to need to learn a little bit about how a piano works. So here you'll notice 1 octave of piano keys, maybe a little more, depending on which picture I can find. I'm going to go ahead and put all of the basic notes on this piano keyboard. You'll notice that it's all on the white keys. So without any sharps or flats, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C will always be that white key right in front of the 2 black keys. So once we understand the placement of these notes, next we'll need to look at those black keys above. The black keys each have 2 names. It is either the note below it sharp or the note above it flat. So for example, let's take a look at this black key right here. If we go to the note below it, we'll notice that it's F. So we could call this black key F sharp. The note above this key is G, so we can also call this note G flat. F sharp and G flat are the same note. So now we can put together what all of our black keys are called. Now, moving between any 2 notes that are right next to each other would be a half step. If you put 2 half steps together, that makes a whole step. This knowledge of half steps and whole steps is going to be exactly what we need to use this formula. But we need to be careful because not every half step goes from a white key to a black key. You'll notice there are 2 spots on this piano keyboard where there are 2 notes right next to each other with no black key in the middle. Those notes are a half step apart. So B to C is a half step and E to F is a half step. Remember that. Remember it. It's so important. It's the only reason building a scale is maybe a little bit difficult, is because of those 4 notes. So remember it. All right, so our formula for building a major scale. Whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. That's a lot of W's. I don't know of an acronym or like a mnemonic device you can use to remember this. I personally just remember it's 2 W's separated by an H and then 3 W's with an H at the end. 2 and then 3. So let's build a scale using this formula. We'll start on a wholesome B flat. We know that a whole step from B flat would be 2 half steps. So if I move 2 keys from B flat, I start at B flat, I move to B, that's a half step, and then I move to C, which is another half step. That'll make our next note C. After that, we need to move another whole step. So we go from C to C sharp, that's a half step, and then to D is our next note. After that, we need a half step. So we only move 1 key over, so that's E flat. Next is another whole step. So we go from E flat to E, that's a half step, and then from E to F is another half step. Next is another whole step, so we go from F to F sharp, and F sharp to G. So G is our next note. Another whole step, G to G sharp, and G sharp to A. And finally end with a half step, A to A sharp. However, this isn't our A sharp major scale, it is our B flat major scale, so we're going to end on a B flat just like we started. So our B flat major scale ends up being B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. Let's do another one. I'm going to have you build an F sharp major scale. I'm going to tell you in a bit what the answers are, so pause the video now and construct the scale, and then start the video once you've done it. Okay, so we start on an F sharp. We go up a whole step to G sharp. We go up a whole step to A sharp. We go up a half step to B, then a whole step to C sharp, then a whole step to D sharp, then a whole step to E sharp. Mr. Barker, what the heck? E sharp? Yeah, E sharp. Remember, E and F do not have a black key in between each other. So when I say E sharp, I'm really just saying F. Well, then why don't you just say F? Well, because you can't have 2 of the same letter at the same time. So I can't have a scale that goes F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, F, F sharp. I can't have the same letter twice in a row. So another way of writing F is E sharp. So I'm going to use that one instead. I know it's a dumb rule. I agree with you, but It is. It's a rule, so just do it. And then we end with F sharp. So all together we should have F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp. This pattern works for every major scale. So you start on any note, use this pattern, you can build the major scale. If you have questions, comments, concerns, want to say hi, you know where to find me. Go to that button on the bottom of the page. Good luck building scales.